Am I the dirty squirrel for deleting my husband's YouTube account? Hear me out. So ever since I met him 6 years ago, he had this YouTube channel. He didn't tell me, nobody knew it, and it was his little secret as he found it embarrassing. I was over at his house and he had all this equipment, microphone, etc. And I would ask, oh, why so much equipment? And he'd go, it's for gaming, yada yada yada. I found out after finding his script on his PC. He found it really embarrassing that I found out. It wasn't really a big deal for me, it was a little weird. Like, okay, so he makes tutorial videos aimed at people that don't know how to use technology. So he has this website and following of all mostly old people who struggle with basic shit, and they would send him messages asking how to do stuff. Requests. He would make a whole video catered towards that request. It was all free and he didn't really make any money. Anyway, so he would constantly say, oh, this is my last video and I'm deleting, whenever I would get annoyed. Literally, it's annoying. We would be out having fun and he would randomly bring up a tech issue like, dude, we're at the cinema watching a movie. He would ask for help and say, oh, how do I do this or that, etc. We were at my friend's birthday party and they overheard him asking for help on how to do something with the satellite signal because obviously I would know. I know nothing about what he asks me, but he asks me, I think to try and include me or something. So my friend overheard him and said, that's so random, why would you ask that? He said, oh, nothing, and brushed it off like always, but I was super peed because that was the third time he asked me for help about some satellite that day. I did something I really regret. I told them about his YouTube channel right there, knowing he feels embarrassed about other people finding his channel because he doesn't like the sound of his voice, even though it sounds normal. He immediately got uncomfortable and tried changing the topic, but my friends were already searching his channel and they found it. Started playing a random video and he walked off. What he does when he's upset. He was really upset and he left immediately. He said how he can't believe I would do that. He didn't talk to me for the entire evening. His videos became the group joke of my friend's WhatsApp group. He was posting new videos and before the video begins, he would shout out to the person who asked for help and would display their display photo, and they were all so friggin' old. It was really embarrassing for me. This went on for a bit. My friends asked all the necessary questions. Why does he do this? Does he get paid? I don't know why he doesn't and he doesn't get paid. I've had this conversation with him a lot. His response, I make these videos to help people that are struggling. I don't do it for money. Yeah, great help making tech videos. After a while, he took a 2-week break and said that he would be back to his YouTube followers. In this time, he started going to the gym and I was really happy this YouTube phase was finally over. I deleted his channel. The night before, I asked if he would be upset if he didn't have a YouTube channel, and he said no, and he's going to delete it as soon as he has helped everyone, or so I've heard for years. I deleted it. 2 days later, the weather was amazing, and we, alongside like 15 friends, went to a restaurant. It was lovely and so refreshing. It was going great, and one of my friends is talking about how she posted a picture and she got X amount of notifications, blah, 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 and he says to me how it's so perfect that he can take 2 weeks off and his friends, what he calls people that follow him, wouldn't bother him with help requests, and he has had 0 notifications. He then says how it might be because his phone might have logged him out. This is where it blows up. He goes to log in. He's logged in and there's 0 new notifications. He thinks his internet is bad, and I reminded him how I asked him a couple of days back if he would be upset if his channel disappeared. His face dropped. I've never, in my 6 years of knowing him, seen him like that. Not even when I found his channel. He frantically started typing on his phone, and after a solid minute of typing, he started crying, and I mean crying, asking why I would do that, and it took him so long and all of his videos are gone. He literally only had 670,000 subscribers. Only 670,000? Only? This makes my stomach hurt. Which isn't a lot, keeping in mind that he posted over 700 videos. What do you mean it's not a lot? What do you mean? And only had 290 million views total. Oh my God, lady, stop talking. You need to stop talking right now. You need to stop saying these things like they're helping you. They're not. There's people with millions of subscribers that don't care. Bullshittery. The food just arrived and he wasn't listening to me at all. It was a scene and my friends tried calming him down, but it just made things worse and he stormed off in the car crying. I got a lift back home and found him on the computer trying to contact YouTube support. It was all just crying. He was devastated. He locked the room door and didn't come out for the entire night. It has been 8 days today and he hasn't spoken to me at all. He isn't going to work either and is just using up the days off he has saved for our holiday at the end of the year. He sleeps all day and doesn't even look at me. Never mind talk to me. I've apologized again and again and again. I deleted it so we could start a new chapter in life. He's still crying, even though it has been days now. I told his family about what happened and they came over. I could hear him from the other room crying, telling them how he worked so hard since he was a kid to build that, and it's all my fault. He said he wouldn't be bothered if he didn't have a channel. WTF? He doesn't eat anything I make and orders from out. His mom has said to give him some space. His family are all annoyed with me and disappointed, but they don't understand what it's like. He's 25 years old making videos to help 70-year-old men on the internet. What's wrong with that? And apparently it's my fault. Yeah. What do you mean apparently? It's crystal clear that it's your fault. How am I supposed to fix this situation? Go back in time and don't be a dumbass. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. If homeboy had 670,000 YouTube subscribers and wasn't making any money, it's only because he hadn't flipped the switch for monetization yet. And the smart thing to do, being his significant other, would be to say, hey, is there something that I can do to make this more rewarding for you? And then do some research into YouTube monetization instead of just saying, I'm gonna delete it. Because had she done 30 seconds worth of research on YouTube monetization, she would have been like, we could be making so much money off of this. Yeah, you could have been, but you decided to delete it instead. What he was telling you was not what he was really feeling. He probably told you all these things about being embarrassed and saying that he was going to quit doing it because you acted annoyed. He was telling you what you wanted to hear, not what he was actually feeling. That was evidenced by how he said it and never did it, and kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. Very muddy communication is on him. That still does not give you the right to delete his life's work and your future. You say you thought you were doing him a favor. I don't really think that's why you did it. You did it because you were annoyed. I get that you asked him how he would react. It's not the same. It's not the same as asking for permission to do something to something that was his that took him a hell of a long time to build. This one definitely registers on the ascon scale. Let's figure out where she lives. As a quick reminder, ascon 1 is the worst, ascon 4 is the least amount of asshole, ascon 1 is there's no way you should have done that, you're a terrible human being, ascon 2 is definitely shouldn't have done that, but it doesn't make you a terrible person, ascon 3 is you probably should have approached that differently, and ascon 4 is you probably could have approached that differently, maybe you're an asshole and maybe you're not. And you, ma'am, belong right up there at ascon 1 because of the magnitude of this decision, and because you didn't discuss him with it first, and because it's something that could have changed both of your lives. You're a terrible human being. I would be absolutely shocked to my core if this didn't also delete your relationship instantly. You done up.